Morning,
Thank
everyone.
you for
Glad to
that
be
lovely
here.
introduction. I'm Lisa Lieberman, and I'm here with my colleague, as you just heard, Rebecca Lang. You spent a tremendously informative day learning about all of the different test sections and skill sets needed for taking the TOEFL test from independent experts. Rebecca and I are with ETS, the maker of the TOEFL test, and we're here to help you learn about all the different ETS-created prep resources and how to use them so you can do your best on test day. So next slide, please. Thank you. We're going to break our presentation into 3 separate categories. We're going to review all of the different types of ETS, both free and paid test prep resources available. We're going to show you how to take these resources as well as the information you learned earlier in the day and how to create your own strategic plan that will reflect your personal objectives as you set out on your journey to study abroad. And then we're going to introduce you to 2 different students, not unlike yourself, who have decided to study abroad, and we're going to go over the steps they took as they prepared for test day and beyond. Slide. Thank you. That's the one. So let's get started. And slide. Thank you. ETS has developed a number of guides and books to help you practice. And as you've heard all day today, practice is the most important thing. The more speaking, the more listening, the more writing you can get, the better you're going to do on the test. ETS experts have created 4 important tools in this category to get you started. The TOEFL Test Prep Planner is probably one of the first places you wanna go. It's a free student-driven tool that you can download directly from the ETS website. It's been designed as an 8-week prep plan that includes many helpful test tips, a planning calendar that you can customize to reflect your own journey, as well as practice test questions taken from actual past TOEFL tests. We also offer 3 different prep books available both in paperback and ebook formats. Our most popular by far is the TOEFL Official Guide, which in addition to 4 full, authentic TOEFL tests to practice, it also contains helpful hints and tips about each section. The TOEFL Official Tests, volumes 1 and 2, each contain 5 more practice tests. So between the 3 prep books, you have a total of 14 opportunities to practice your test skills using real, authentic test questions. Slide.
Okay, hi everyone. So as Lisa mentioned, I'm Rebecca. I work with Lisa in the test prep program. Continuing on with our product line, we also offer some videos from ETS. We offer Inside the TOEFL Test, which is also found on the YouTube channel. And this is a video series about what you can expect to find on the TOEFL test. This introduces you to everything you will find on the test. Sorry. Everything about the question types that you're going to see. It includes topics for all 4 sections, all 4 skills. It includes tips to help you in each section and to the question types that you'll see when you on the test. It also shows you what to listen for in the conversations and lectures part of the speaking and writing. And then we also offer the TOEFL Full Mock Test, which is created by a partner of ours, E2, and that's also on the YouTube channel. And this takes you through a full authentic TOEFL mock test. And this is full of tips and tricks with answer explanations for it. I'm sorry. So ETS also offers some courses, both free and paid. We offer the Insider's Guide to the TOEFL Test is a free 6-week course that contains helpful videos for each test section, as well as advice from some of the ETS experts who write the actual test questions. I'm having trouble with my screen here, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Both of these courses, oh, I'm sorry. Inside the official TOEFL IBT prep course contains more than 60 hours of content and more than 200 different activities for you to use and reuse during a 6-month subscription. Both of these courses help you improve your language skills and how you submit speaking and writing samples to be scored using the same ETS automated scoring systems that are used on the actual test. However, in the actual test, there are human raters that also score the speaking and writing sections. So since we know that practicing for your test is a very important part of your success, we offer a variety of practice tests and practice sets, all taken from real past TOEFL tests. The free practice test is a full-length test, and the free practice sets are broken apart by skill. So if you want to practice on just a particular skill, say the reading or the listening section, you can just do that with the sets. Both of these are free and they are offered on the ETS website, and you can download those. And as you get closer to test day, one of the most important practice opportunities for your TOEFL test is the TOEFL Practice Online. This is the web-based, full-length, authentic practice test that's designed to mimic the actual testing experience. So this uses previously administered test questions, which allow you to work on the same question types you'll see on the real test. This practice test also offers scores and feedback using the same automated scoring systems, again, as the other products too. Also, oh, I'm sorry. I just lost it. Sorry, guys. I just lost my screen. Uh-oh.
Sorry, I was on mute.
I'm sorry, Lise. Can you pick up? I just exited. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. No problem.
I was on the practice test.
Returns within 24 hours, so you can see where you need additional help. For example, your section scores may show that you need additional help in the speaking and writing sections. You can then go and purchase a TPO with only those sections, so you don't have to spend your limited amount of time practicing in areas that you've already shown strengths. The TOEFL Go app is our mobile app, also offering previously used TOEFL test questions. The mobile version does not mimic the TOEFL IBT test, but it does offer you the option of a free practice test and has in-app purchases available for each skill. For example, you can purchase just the reading section or just the speaking section. Scoring is also provided within 24 hours. It's available both in the Apple Store and on Google Play. So one of the things you've obviously noticed is that we believe one of the best ways to do the best on test day is practice. And we're giving you so many opportunities to work with real TOEFL content.
Thank you. I'm back. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. It's my turn anyway.
Okay.
Let's turn to how to create a strategic plan using all of the resources and some of the earlier comments and presentation content you heard earlier. To do a strategic preparation plan that reflects your own goals and objectives, it breaks down into 4 action items. The first is the pre-planning stage, followed by making a basic game plan, making a prep schedule, and putting it into action. Make your schedule and stick with it. The first thing you want to do when you've decided to go abroad is, what do you want to study? Where do you want to go? Which country, which city, what major? These are really important questions, but they're critical to not only help you select your university of choice, but what schools in a certain city or country should be on your consideration list. Once you have narrowed down your universities and cities, you can then look at what the universities require in terms of TOEFL scores. These can be overall by section or in general, just a full test score. You can now set score goals for yourself based on those requirements. Goal setting helps you get prepared, and it also keeps you motivated because now you have a target to shoot for. The next step would be to set a test date and select a format. Look at the school's application deadline, see when those are, and work backwards from that. To decide which test, when you want to take the test. TOEFL IBT is offered in a variety of formats. You heard earlier, you can take it at a test center, or you can take it in the comfort and privacy of your own home by using the TOEFL Home Edition. Some countries also offer a paper edition instead of using a computer, so you can look into see if that's available where you live. The last step, and obviously the most important, is to register. Register for the test and select the schools where you want to send your free score reports. Registering helps make a commitment to yourself. It provides motivation, and it locks in the test date so you can assure that you're going to take the test when you want it. It gives you a date to plan around and plan backwards from. The next step is to make a basic game plan. Familiarize with yourself with the basic information about the TOEFL tests. This should include the test format, the question types, and so on. The good news is that you're doing that right now by participating in this webinar. We looked at some free resources for this, the Insider's Guide to the TOEFL tests, or the TOEFL YouTube videos, or the student planner, or free practice sets. Once you get familiar with the test sections, you can self-assess. Take one of the practice tests, whether it's free or one of the paid programs like TPO, and see what your areas of strength and weaknesses are so you know where you need to focus. You can also self-assess by just judging on your own your English capabilities. You can use the free online tests, or you can use previous test scores to evaluate your progress. Choose the TOEFL resources that you want to work with. Decide which you'll use to prep and prepare. Don't be afraid to mix it up. Use a variety of formats, free and paid, paper and digital, test-specific preparation, as well as skill-building activities. The reason we say that is mixing up the formats and the styles will help keep you fresh. If you're just doing test after test after test, you're going to get very stale and bored. And the last part of step 2 is to choose your destination resources. Remember, you're not just preparing to take a test, you're preparing to live in a foreign country, in a foreign city that may have never been to before. You're going to be learning to use academic English, but also English in social environment. So get to know what type of activities are available in the cities that you choose. Find resources in your area of study that are the schools you're interested in the country, as well as things that interest you. What are your hobbies and what are your interests, and what is available in the cities you've selected in those areas, just to keep your interest fresh. Go online. Google is the greatest tool ever invented, from my perspective. You can find the school student newspapers. You can find podcasts about events and things to do in the cities you select. You can find food blogs and social media accounts, stories about movies and TV shows, local sports teams. Immerse yourself in your destination and as well as practicing for the test. Step 3, make a prep schedule. Since you've now registered, you know exactly when your TOEFL test is going to be, so you can work backwards from your test date, and you know exactly how much time you have to prepare. Plan specific times and resources. You can't stick to a plan if you don't make one. It's as simple as that. Doing the work up front and planning ahead will make it easier for you to jump in and study, since you have a plan to follow. Being as specific as possible will also make it more likely that you'll stick to your plan. Reserve your time. Block time out, whether it's on your phone calendars or your calendars at home. Block off organizational blocks of time where you have made the commitment to yourself to study, and keep holding yourself accountable. Find ways to stick with your plan and hold yourself accountable. For example, maybe you want to set up a reward system for yourself, or find a study buddy. And a site that might help you do that is TANDMAP, TANDMEMAPP.me. These are places where other students like yourself go to find somebody they can talk to and practice talking, practice writing, and you can develop relationships with people who are doing exactly what you are doing. Step 4 is put your plan into action. Becky, is that you?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh,
I'll go ahead.
okay.
So that's it. So now it's time to put your plan into action. So what you want to do, gather your materials. So if you've downloaded anything, purchase, bookmark your materials that you've gathered. Get organized now. Consider making a digital folder for your materials that you purchase with links, or add them to bookmarks in your browser. Put all of your prep related apps together in your phone. The idea here is to make your materials as easy as possible for you to access so you can use them when you're ready. Follow your plan. I'm so sorry. I'm on my Mac and I'm having trouble with my notes. I'm not scrolling. There it goes. I'm sorry. Using your accountability tools, follow your plan if it's useful for you to track your progress. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm having such trouble with this. Now it's time for you to take the test and apply. So first and foremost, get a good night's sleep before your test. That's very important. Next, give yourself plenty of time to get to the test center and plan to arrive at least 30 minutes early, or allow yourself time to get set up at home. Also important is to make sure you take the proper ID requirements, which can be found on the TOEFL website. Please check what they are, because that's super important when you get there. Now put your best effort forward. Submit your application materials for the schools of your choice. So some reminders and best practices: pace yourself. Plan short, frequent prep sessions. These shorter sessions will be easier to stick to. Spacing out your learning prep will be more effective. It has better retention. I think someone had said that a little bit earlier in this. When I logged in, I heard her saying that the shorter, frequent is better. So a lot and often, or a little plus often equals a lot. Be realistic. Set achievable goals. Having realistic goals and plans will help yourself for success. This applies to both your goals and your scores. And don't overschedule yourself. Make sure you're not overscheduling in terms of your study and your prep plan. And remember your motivation. As you prepare for the TOEFL, remember your ultimate goal of studying is studying abroad. You're not just preparing for a test, you're also improving your English and preparing to thrive at your dream school. Envision yourself fulfilling your goals. Thinking ahead to future you can help you stay focused and motivated in the present. And last but not least, have fun. Incorporate materials that you'll enjoy in your prep planning. Don't forget, whatever you like to do to make your learning more fun. Improve your language skills takes time and effort, but doesn't always have to feel like a chore.
Okay, so now we've learned about the TOEFL test prep resources and how to make a strategic plan. Let's look at a couple of students who have done exactly that. Let me introduce you to Danilo. Danilo would like to study abroad and focus his studies as an engineering major. He really wants to go to the United States, specifically to either New York or Philadelphia. He's looked at schools in both of those cities and found great engineering programs that would require he have a TOEFL score of at least 100, so about 25 in each of the 4 sections. He does think he'll be most comfortable taking the TOEFL test in the privacy of his own home, so he signed up and registered for the TOEFL Home Edition. He wants to practice for a few months before his test, so he selected a date in May of this year. Slide. Oh. So the first step, and maybe you're like Danilo, he gets nervous when he starts taking tests. So the first thing he does is he enrolls in an informative webinar, just like you did today. And to learn more about each of the sections and skill sets for the TOEFL test, he enrolls in the free Insider's Guide to the TOEFL test course. To self-assess, he takes the free practice test available on the TOEFL website. And that shows him that he actually needs more help in reading and listening than he does in speaking and writing. So based on his personal needs, he watches the mock test video and enrolls in the official TOEFL prep course. He also decides to purchase a full TPO, as well as one of the TPO section tests focused only on reading and listening, so he can get the extra practice where he feels he needs it most. And he also starts to prepare for a life abroad. Life abroad. He's used social media. He's found an engineering podcast to become familiar with in English. One of the schools he's looking at is New York University, and he found the student newspaper to get a feel for what life is like living in New York and going to school there. And it also found a blog telling him about life in Philadelphia, his other possible destination.
The next up, we made up a plan for Vanessa. So Vanessa's plan is she's planning to attend a pharmaceutical program in Sydney, Australia. Her overall score needs to be at least 105, which would be approximately 25 in the reading and listening sections, 27 in the speaking, and 28 in the writing section. She is planning to take the test in June at a local test center near her home. So she will begin planning for her test now, which would give her about 6 months to prepare. So Vanessa's game plan to get to know the test, she watches the Insider's Guide, the Insider Test video, which is on the TOEFL YouTube channel. She does self-assessment. So she takes a free practice test on the TOEFL Go app to see what the questions will look like on the test. She realizes she might need more practice in the speaking and writing sections. Some of the TOEFL resources that she chooses are coming up. Sorry. She then purchases the TOEFL Official Guide ebook and also the official TOEFL test book for additional tests and tips. She will plan to take one test each month leading up to her test day. So some of the destination resources that she found, she follows a blog for pharmaceutical studies. She listens to local podcasts on Grammar Girl, and she starts following local news and sports on social media in the Sydney area so that she can stay up with current events.
You got it, Beth?
I'm sorry, it didn't switch.
That's okay, no problem. So
it's a little bit slow here, I'm sorry.
To wrap it up, make your selections, set your goals, make a plan, and stick to it. And I know it doesn't sound like a fun thing to do, but as you gauge your progress from week to week or month to month, you will get confidence and enjoy the process more and more as you get closer to your study abroad opportunities. I know that they said that the presentation was going to be shared, so I don't think you need to worry about all of the different URLs you see on this slide. But what we've done is taken all of the different TOEFL assets, the website, the preparation resources, destination assistance on the TOEFL website is a spectacular place to go to look for locations in cities and countries, as well as individual schools. The TOEFL videos we've talked about, and our partner E2 platform for the TOEFL mock test video. So with that being said, we'd like to thank you. If you have any questions about today's presentation or are looking for more information, feel free to go to the TOEFL test prep mailbox at ets.org, and we will get right back to you.
Thank you, everyone.